Moira and Harper Audio present A Beginning at the End by Mike Chen, performed by Emily Wu Zeller. Prologue. People were too scared for music tonight. Not that Mojo cared. Her handlers had broken the news about the low attendance nearly an hour ago, with some explanation about how the recent flu epidemic and subsequent rioting and looting kept people at home. They'd served the news with high-end vodka, the good shit imported from Russia, conveniently hidden in a water bottle which she carried from the green room to the stage.
"The show must go on,"
her father proclaimed, like she was doing humanity a service by performing. She suspected his bravado actually stemmed from the fact that her sophomore album's second single had stalled at number 13, a far cry from the lead single's number 1 debut, or her 4 straight top 5 hits off her first album. Either way, the audience, filled with beaming girls a few years younger than herself and their mothers, seemed to agree. Flu or no flu, some people still wanted their songs. Or maybe they just wanted normalcy. So Mojo delivered, perfect note after perfect note, each in time to choreographed dance routines. She even gave her trademark smile. The crowd screamed and sang along, waving their arms to the beat. Halfway through the second song, a peculiar vibe grabbed the audience. Usually a handful of parents disappeared into their phones, especially as the flu scare had heightened over the past week. This time nearly every adult in the arena was looking at their phone. In the front row, Mojo saw lines of concern on each face. Before the song even finished, some parents grabbed their children and left, pushing through the arena's floor seats and funneling to the exit door. Mojo pushed on, just like she'd always promised her dad. She practically heard his voice over the backup music blasting in her in-ear monitors.
"There is no sophomore slump. Smile."
Between the second and third songs, she gave her customary, "Thank you," and fake talk about how great it was to be wherever they were. New York City, this time, at Madison Square Garden. A girl of 19 embarking on a tour bigger, more ambitious than she could have ever dreamed, and taking the pop world by storm. And yet, she knew nothing real about New York City. She'd never left her hotel room without chaperones and handlers. Not under her dad's watch. One long swig of vodka later, and a warmth rushed to her face, so much so that she wondered if it melted her face paint off. She looked off at the side stage, past the elaborate video set and cadre of backup dancers. But where was the gaffer? Why wasn't anyone at the soundboard? The fourth song had a violin section, yet the contracted violinist wasn't in her spot. Panic raced through Mojo's veins, mental checklists of her marks, all trailed by echoes from her dad's lectures about accountability. Her feet were planted exactly where they should be, her poise straight and high, her last few notes on key, and her words to the audience cheerful. It couldn't have been something she'd done, could it? No, not her fault this time. Someone else is facing Dad's wrath tonight, she thought. The next song's opening electronic beats kicked in. Eyes closed, head tilted back, and arms up, her voice pushed out the song's highest note, despite the fuzziness of the vodka making the vibrato a little harder to sustain. For a few seconds, nothing existed except the sound of her voice and the music behind it. No handlers, no tour, no audience, no record company, no father telling her the next way she'd earn the family fortune. And it almost made the whole thing worth it. Her eyes opened, body coiled for the middle-eights dance routine, but the brightness of the house lights threw her off the beat. The drummer...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?